My name is Muhammad Aikal bin Rosyari. My student ID is 2023699986. My role is system analyst. What I do is taking part in building a database, check the making a ERD, and also taking part in developing the web.
So, my name is Haziq Aiman bin Alias. My student ID is 2023217818. My role in this group project is the designer of the system UI.
Okay, for the system description, the campus-based book research system is built as a spreadsheet on a site where students of UiTM Tapa can interact in use text box. The main goal is to offer students an easier and better way to reuse text box instead of the messy and scattered process used with social media or apps. With this system, students can comfortably upload, look for, and buy books that fit their course requirement. The system enhances reliability and ease of use for all users by offering bright users registration, different ways to filter and search books, effective book listing tools, visibility into session, and in-system messaging. Next is a problem statement. To afford new textbook for their course, which range from 100 to 300 RM, each which are quite expensive. Hard to find affordable used textbook which do not have any platform for students to display. Rely on informal method to buy and sell book like WhatsApp, which can be inefficient. Lack of trustworthy platform like Carousel and Muda.my, which are not specific to students in UiTM Tapa. The solution is to provide an official organized space for UiTM Tapa students to buy and sell used textbook. Eliminate reliance on WhatsApp or Instagram for textbook assignments. Enable senior list to textbook at our price, reducing cost for junior, promote textbook reuse, helping students save RM 100 to 300 per book. To allow students to know the detail about the textbook such as price, condition, and cost reference. And finally, students can search book by course code, subject, semester, and condition. Simplify the process of finding the right books with just a few clicks. For the function offered by our system is the first is a book listing and management. Seller can add, edit, or delete textbook listing. Upload detail like title, author, course, code, price, semester, condition, and image. Smart search, and second is smart search and filtering. User can search book by course code, subject name, and semester. Our system have a system messaging. Buyer can chat directly with seller. It support real-time negotiation and clarification. Next is price negotiation and confirmation. Allow buyer and seller to agree on a final price. Confirm audio weekly transaction flow. The next is payment and delivery option. Option for cash on delivery or online payment. Buyer can set delivery location upon order. User registration and authentication. Only UiTM Tapa student can register, verify using student ID. Role-based access for buyer, seller, and is also as transaction tracking. View status of book, available book or sold. Buyer and seller can monitor transaction progress. And last is admin panel. Admin can manage user, books, and oversee real transaction. Ensure platform is safe and organized and active.
So, the benefit of our system is cost saving for the student, and it promote the textbook reuse, faster and easier book discovery, safe and trusted student network, good in communication too, and transparent listing and transaction. To understand how our system works easier, let's see how it works using the use case diagram. Okay, first, the platform connect two main group, which is the buyer and the seller. Buyer, buyer can search for textbook, negotiate price, and complete purchase. Seller can list book, update price, and manage order. So let's break it down. This is the key feature of the buyer. Search textbook, contact seller, confirm purchase, and view textbook detail. For the search textbook, the user can browse available book by title, author, or course or semester. For the view detail, the buyer can check description, price, and condition of the book. For contact seller, the buyer can message seller directly for question if they want to know more about the book and negotiate price. If the buyer think the price is not reasonable or don't have enough budget, the buyer can negotiate the price through message platform. Okay, so let's and the confirm purchase. Once the the buyer and the seller is happy with the price, the buyer finalize the deal, pay and share the meetup location. So let's move to the key feature of the seller. Create listing. The seller will post book with photos, price and condition, and confirm order. Confirm order. Approve. The seller will approve buyer request and decide the meetup location. And for the update listing, the seller can adjust price when the negotiation with the buyer is decided or remove sold book. Okay, for your information, the seller can also be buyer and vice versa. They just need to register as a seller to have different features on their homepage, such as create and edit. Some steps depend on the others. For example, negotiate price. It is an extent of a contact seller, which means it is optional but helpful. And enter delivery location and make payment is included in the confirm purchase, which means they are always required. So that's it.
My name is Muhammad Amri Belufi. My student ID is 2023406272. My role in the system is a programmer one which handle backend and server logics. I'm going to demonstrate the admin part, which is my part. First, we enter the student ID and password. Then we log in. After that, it will go to the administrator dashboard. In the navigation, we have admin panel, all user, and all book and home. First, I'm going to show admin panel. Here we can see all the listing of the books, and it will we can also search from here. And this is the result. Then we go to the all user page. Here, admin can see all the user that registered to our system, and the admin can also delete the user if he want. For example, this I want to delete this, and it will ask if I want to delete this, and delete success. Next, I'm going to show the all book page. Here, admin can see all this kind of book. Admin can also delete book in here because if someone violate the policy, admin can delete the book. For example, this book is not education book, so admin can delete it. Delete success, and there is no more book here. Then home.
Baik, Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. My name is Ahmad Kastalani bin Muhammad Isham. My role in the project is as the project manager, and my responsibility is to allocate tasks, distribute work among team members, and ensure communication so that everyone is on the same page. Now I'm going to present about the product demonstration. So I am a buyer, and now I want to create an account in this website. So first, let's create a new account, and we name the account John Wick, for example, and the student ID will be 654321. 654321 5432. Yeah. The student email would be johnweek@gmail.com. Password will be 123, confirm 123. Number will be 012345678. 0. Okay. And I will now register as a new buyer. So I will register. Registration successful. And I should be able to enter my student ID 655431. My password. I want to log in. Okay. But say that I do not remember my password. So now we'll go to forgot password. Enter my student ID 654321. Verify. It has been verified. If say I put a wrong password in, say 1111, and it's not, student ID not found in database. 6. Okay, let's go back. The new password I will put 123. It will say update is password is either weak or strong based on the length and the character. So now we put 123. Update password. Now we go back to login. Enter my ID with new password 123. And now we log in. And now I'm looking for a new Mandarin book. Let's say this complete Mandarin Chinese. And it has a price that to me is very expensive. So now I will message the seller. And it will automatically come out what book that I want to buy. And now the seller, I will wait for the seller's response.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Mio Muhammad Adib bin Mio Sulman. My student number is 2023 644136. So my roles in team is as a programmer, which is to design our user interface and to ensure our responsive design for our system. So first of all, I will log in as a seller. So this is the student ID for the seller. So here is our first page for the seller. So here we have the browse available textbook. And then at the navigation bar we have home page, my book listing, and the message. So if our book listing have a buyer, then we will receive a message. Before that, we go to my book listing. So this is my book listing. So from here, we can add new book, for example. So let's say we want to add a new book. So we go from here. So we add a new book for the book listing. Then we insert our semester for the book. Set the price, and the description. Then we can choose our book image. So from here, I just find from the internet. Here I search as then I try to insert the new image that we just download. So here is the image. Then we click add book. So here is the new listing of our my book listing. So we can check again. So here is the new book listing. So if we want to delete, we can just click at the book and then we click the delete book button. So here, the book delete successfully. So as you can see in the message, we can see they have a new message from the buyer. So we click the message, and then we have here John Wick as a buyer. So this is the prompt message that will generate for a buyer. So we reply. So from here, we ask for the buyer if he need any discount for the book, and then we will wait for the response from the buyer.
It looks like the seller has messaged me and there is now a notification. So I will now click, and seller says yes, they don't want any discount for the book. And I will say, of course, I want discount. How much will you? Now I will wait for the seller to respond.
Okay, so the buyer has responded to our message before. So we click here and then we check. So this is the latest message from our buyer. So he okay with the discount. So I try to give the best price for the John Wick. So I asked the buyer what the price. So whether he agree or not. So we wait for the response.
Okay, so the seller has responded. I will now check the messages. How about 20 ringgit? Do I agree? And I will say that I agree.
So looks like the buyer has replied to our message. So John Wick has agreed with the price. So I need to update first the price of the Mandarin book. So from here we need to go to my listing, and then we go to the Mandarin Chinese book, and then from here we can update anything we want. But for this case, we just need to update our price. So we update to 20. Then we click the update book button. So here book update successfully. So we check again to our listing. So here, as you can see, the price has been updated. So we need to notify our buyer. So I have notified the buyer. So we wait until the buyer purchase our book.
Okay, we will check the messages. And the seller said that he have updated the price so that I can purchase now. And let me check the book. And it says that the price has changed to 20 ringgit. So now I will purchase the book. And I will use cash on delivery. I click confirm purchase and I will meet him at Cafe 3. Confirm purchase. So now it said that I have purchase is confirmed. And now I can go back to the home page. And from here, the bear will say that verify that I have successfully purchased the complete Mandarin Chinese beginner intermediate course.
Okay, so from here we need to wait for our buyer to purchase our book. So how do we know? So we just need to click at the my book listing button, and then from here as you can see we have a notification badge. So we can click at this notification, and then as you can see your book complete Mandarin Chinese has been purchased. So here we as a seller need to confirm our meetup. So we click here, and then we need to select the option of our meetup, whether to meet now or we need to schedule our meeting. So if we select schedule meetup, it will appear the choose date and time. So we can select the date and the time. So another one we have meet now, which is to meet immediately. So I will just choose the meet now and then confirm the meetup. So it has already confirm our meetup. So we go to our my book listing again, and then we click. They have a new notification. So here is the reminder for the after completing the meetup with the buyer. So it will send notification for the buyer about our meetup details.
Okay, so I've gotten a new notification that the seller has confirmed to meet immediately to buy the book. And as you can see, the book has disappeared from this from the list of available textbooks, which means I have purchased the book.
So after we done with our meetup with the buyer, and the buyer has already received our book,
So we go back to our notification here, which is to complete our process as a seller. So here we need to click here to mark the transaction as complete. So we click, and then as you can see, we are complete, and then it has marked the transaction as complete. Then we go back to our seller dashboard. So from here, our book listing for the Monday book here can be changed status from available to sold. So we go back to our my book listing. So here we have new notification. So as you can see, we have successfully completed the meetup for the Mandarin book. Also, it will send a notification for our buyers.
Gotten two new notification from the seller that says that the meetup has been completed, and then the seller has marked the transaction as completed, which means the purchase of the book is a success and the flow of program has ended. That is all from me. Thank you.
So for this part of the video, I will show you the table that we have in our database. So here is our database name, Resell DB. So here we have 3, 4, 7 table, which we have admin, books, meetups, message, notification, transaction, and the user. So first one we have the table admin. So here is the admin details and all the information that we have for the admin. And then we go for the books. So here is the all the information for the books that we save in our database. So as you can see, we have status, and this is the book that we just have finished our process. So the status has been saved and sold. And then we have meetup. So we also save our meetup details in our database. So here is the meetup details from before, and then we have the message. So this is the message table, and as you can see, we have the sender ID and the receiver ID, and then the message and timestamp and history. So history is for the indicator, which meaning that to identify which message that the user has read. And then we have the notification. So this is all the information for the notification table. And then we have the transaction. Transaction here, as you can see, we have the buyer, student ID, and then the seller, price, payment method, meetup location, and then the status. And then we have the user. So this is all the information for the user in the user table. I think that's all from me for the database. Thank you so much.
Now I'm going to show you the add book listing form for coding. First, we include the con.php to include database connection file. Then we session start to extract the session variable before. Then we check username is set in the session. If not, username is not set in the session, and if yes, it will store in the variable uname. Then after we click the button submit, the button name is not done. It will get all the form data from the post request, as you can see in here. But for the student ID, we get it from the session we declared before in the login page. Then to set up file upload directory and path, the target DR is image / is a file location, which is image name image. Then we get the original file name. Then we create a full path for the file here. Then we try to move the upload file to the target directory, which is the file name is image. Then if file upload success, it's stored in the image path. Then we create a SQL query to insert book data into the database. The query sounds like insert into books, title, postcode, subject, semester, price, book condition, description, image URL, status, and student ID. The value is we get from this, which is title, postcode, subject, and so on. Then here we execute the query. Then we show the success alert. If success, book upload successfully. And the header is a seller PHP success equal 1. So the location after the success, if we go to the seller page back. And if not, the file will echo file upload failed. Then we have here is query to get all books for the current student used for display. student ID will equal student ID from session. Then book query is select all from books where student ID equal $ student ID. Then the book result will then the result will store in the book result. For update and delete books form, here is the code. So first, as usual, we start the session and then we include the connection file. Then we check if user is logged in by verifying session username. If not, it will echo username not set in session. Then we store the username and student ID from session into the new variable here, and then initialize $book into the num. First, we load book data when click from this thing. Then here, we will get the book ID from URL and ensure it's an integer. And then we go to this. The query is to get the book details that belong to the current student. The query is select all from books where book ID equal $ book ID. And student ID equal $ student ID. The book ID and student ID is from the session we set before in the other page. And then here is the result goes to the $ book. And then we need to update the book information. Here we get the ID from the form, then initialize array to store update field. And then we check each field and add to update array if not empty. As you can see in here, all this if condition. And then to handle image upload, if the new image was provided, we will go through this if condition. And then after we upload, we need to move upload file and add to update fields if success, as we can see in here. And then if there's another fields to update, we will build and execute update query. The query is update book set dot include. The query is as you can see in here. And then we execute the MySQL query. After that, we refresh the book data after update. And this here is the query. Select all from books where book ID equal $ book ID and student ID equal $ student ID. Then we will split it into two results, which is book result and book. And then the result is we store in the $ book result for the execution. Then we declare another variable book to first sort the book result. Here it will show if success, book updated successfully, and if not, no field to update. For the delete books and its image, first we get the book ID from the form. First get the image path from the database using this query, and then we execute it and we get the image path. After that, we delete book records from database using this SQL query and execute it. Then delete the associated image file if it exists. You will go through this if condition and check if the file exists, and it will echo book deleted successfully.
Here is the chatroom.php, which is the coding for the message or the chat in our system. So firstly, we have the session start, which is this is the coding. So session start require con.php, which this initialize a session, so we can track the login user and include our database connection file. And the second one, we have this part, which is to authentication chat. This ensure that only login users can access the chat room. If student ID is not set in the session, the user is redirected to the login page. So this is the third part. So this one is for the get current user and receiver. So we retrieve the login user's ID and also check if a chat partner, which is the receiver, is selected in the URL. So input is sanitized to avoid SQL injection. So next part is the here. So on this part, the SQL query select all users except the user joins with the latest message between you and each user and shows the latest message stats and time orders users by last message time for a sort checklist. And then we prepare and bind this query by the statement. So this is the line for the statement. And then we have the verify selected receiver, which is also the statement. So here, if a receiver is selected, we verify that exists in the database and retrieve their username and user type. If valid, we mark the receiver as existing. Then we have another one, which is condition, which is when the user submit the chat form, we check if the message is not empty. So we ensure the user is not messaging themselves. Then we insert the message into the message table. And then another one we have here, the chat query. So for this part, this SQL query gets all message between the current user and the receiver, joins with the user table to fetch sender name and orders message by timestamp for chronological display. And then another one we have this part of the coding, which is we store error message like sending message to the user in the session and show it in the front end if set. Then we have another PHP coding, another part is the sender ID, which is for this part we use condition uh to start send and receive message. And then for the PHP part, if a chat is selected, we look through chat result to show for the each message. And then for the last part, we have the PHP safety, which is to throw out the code. All user input escape using HTML special charts. And then we have SQL statement, prepare and parameters using by underscore param. And then we have conditional rendering is based on the server side logic. So I think that's all about the coding PHP of the chat room.php. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Michael. Okay, in this part of video, I will go through the integrated relation diagram ERD for our campus dashboard research system, CERBERUS, built using PHP MyAdmin. The first, this ERD represents how our database is structured, include the table, key field, and how data connects together. For the first, let's begin with user table. It have user ID, username, student ID, email, password, phone, and user type. And for the admin, have a admin ID, admin name, admin student ID, admin email, admin password, and admin number phone. And we have our core table, books, book ID, title, course code, subject, semester, price, book connection, description, image URL, status, and student ID. And for the book table notification, have ID, student ID, message, is underscore create, lead, create underscore add, transaction ID. And for the meetup ID, transaction ID, meetup type, schedule type, location, track, add. And for the transaction ID, book ID, buyer and student ID, seller student ID, price, payment method, method location, status, state. And message ID, sender ID, receiver ID, message links, timestamp. And we can say relationship. User have a relation with a notification, and books have a relation with transaction, and also user have a relationship with transaction, and it is at the time. And so when we can see while present our ID, you may notice that some table do not have direct relationship to other. This is something we are aware, and I need to briefly explain the reason behind. First, the message table store connection between user AS, sender ID, and receiver ID. However, we did not link them directly to the user table using foreign key. This works mainly due to the time constraint and keep the system lightweight and flexible during development. So it's not ideal, the message function still works as intended. User can still send and receive message. Similarly to the notification, table is sure to update the user. Early when transaction is complete, when it includes the ID and transaction ID. But again, they are not connected with foreign key relationship. We had originally planned to link that properly, but due to limited time, we focus on ensuring that the core feature works smoothly first. In the future version, we plan to improve the database by adding this relationship. This will make the system more secure and prevent invalid data from being stored. So yeah, we acknowledge that some relationships are missing, but we made a conscious decision to move forward with them in order to complete the demonstration of working prototype.
In conclusion, CERBERUS is a student-focused platform designed to simplify textbook buying and selling at UiTM Tapak. By promoting the affordability, sustainability, and convenience, it provides a secure and efficient way for students to access the book they need, all within our trusted campus community. So, thank you.